And welcome all, one and all, to another sort of a playthrough called SimCity. And it's 1988, Exodus 1981, Nintendo, licensed to Nintendo and by Nintendo. Now, this is not going to be one of those absolute games. It's going to be like a playthrough because there's not really much to do. It's just one of them pillar type things. There's no actual storyline unless you select a scenario, which is something you could go through. There's not a main storyline or anything you have to go through. You can start a whole new city, you can do whatever. This is a good game. I like it. It's got a good music. You can practice if you want to. You can start a whole new city. And the best thing, I know you're not going to like, but yes, there's a cheat code. Now, I'm not sure how well it works on this, but I will be using it, taking advantage of it in the future. Because it's actually something to do with funds. Now, because, see, funds are very limited, and what you have to do and everything else, you have to take advantage of it and do what you can. And what you're doing is, for scenarios, you're trying to rebuild them up. When it comes to this actual city, whether it's practice or something like that, you're just building up a city. You're not rebuilding it like where you're fixing stuff and adding on stuff to kind of complete the scenario. But when it comes to this, like with practice, you can get the way to know things. It gives you a little bit of tutorial. It can give you a little bit. It still gives you a little bit of tutorial if you click on it. But otherwise, in practice, it just goes through all the basics on its own. And see, SimCity is actually a good game, and yes, I have played it. There's not much to it. It's nothing that I would worry about whether or not, oh, I'm going to get spoiled or anything like that. It's a great, fantastic builder type game if you have the patience and stuff like that. I love builder type games, but it's not the only thing I'm interested in. I like fighting games, but this isn't one of those fighting games. Now, they do have where you can put in tsunamis and stuff like that, and that's just what that does is what you want to set that for basically is for like cities that you need help with to kind of start over on things and whatnot, to gain back a little bit of revenue, so you can kind of, even though you still have to fix that ultimately, but your main goal is to do it, and you have to keep up with things to try to keep the salary going. Otherwise, they will fire you. Yes, in this game, you can be fired as a mayor. Oh, yeah, instead of president. You don't get president, you don't get to be king, you get to be a mayor of an entire city, whether it's in this scenario or practice or even your own new city. And they will eventually fire you if you don't do, or if you don't keep up with everything. There's not a real way to complete this. There's no ending except for in the scenarios. Like I said, there's also the beginning. It's not even a technical playthrough or let's play. You just play the game like you would anything else. It's kind of like Minecraft. But the difference is that you don't mess with blocks. You just literally, you plant stuff down and stuff like that. I will be showing that off in another video. But what I'm trying to tell you, though, ultimately, it's just a game. It's just pretty awesome. If you don't like that cup of tea, then you're in the wrong place. I mean, literally, I may just plan this as a 3-video Sunday, because see, because see, I'm gonna run out of games eventually. But it's gonna be like this every other Sunday until I get more videos of this. It'd be like 3 videos a day of SimCity or whatever fighting game I have. It's not even a good playthrough. Like, okay, I will tell you, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, yes, they are games I'm probably gonna play in the future here. But anyway, so in essence, there won't be a general like playthrough where they have a storyline or anything like that, but they are fighting type games that I will be using as a sort of deal. every other Sunday. That's the plan anyway. I will have at least 3 videos ready. Now, I can promise you and will guarantee that there will be at least one weekend, even 1 week, that I won't be able to do anything. If I have any videos, I will be posting them of what I want to post for right now, especially including what's going on during the week. So, if you're okay with that, well, then you're in the right place. If you're not, you're in the wrong place. I'm sorry, but there are plenty of other people out there, and they're just as good as I am. And I'm not going to sit here and say that they're better than me, but they do have at least a constant, good schedule that they keep up with, and I guarantee you they struggle just like I have. Only difference is that I'm still in the worst kind of end of it, the stick of it. But I can still play, and I can still somewhat record. But again, you know, I'm limited in what I can do, especially PlayStation. PlayStation files have a lot of huge files. I mean, they're so huge that you're lucky you can get so many games. I can get like quite a few more on, which is weird because I couldn't be able to do that. But even so, I was lucky I can get Final Fantasy VII. Well, or PlayStation. I'm not gonna say I played it, but I know that with the amount of stuff on there. Well, not me actually. I'm sorry. I should take that back. I didn't do that. But anyway, so. There is that, along with, what else? Oh, yeah, Suikoden and Suikoden 2. That was all you could play. Unless you sacrificed one of them. Because Final Fantasy VII takes up a lot of room. I mean, literally, there's 3 discs. And that's the original. And it's not bad. It's the fact of how much space it takes up. And I don't really care about the space personally. It's just that if I were to do more, I couldn't. And I'm lucky to get what I get. But no matter how much I get, it's still going to get filled up. So I have to be careful what I do. I ain't like a computer. Well, you can put it like, okay, a terabyte hard drive on there. Oh yes, a terabyte hard drive. I'll load up games from that, and it never take up any amount of room. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get me a computer that has a terabyte hard drive as the main one and a spare one so that I can have plenty of room. Now, there is supposed to be a terabyte of memory, RAM. I don't know how that works, but supposed to be. Now, I'm just saying supposed to be. I'm not saying that I know how to acquire that or whatever. I just know that it's supposed to be. I don't know. I've never seen one. I've heard about them. But anyway, the ones I've seen, the highest I get is 8 to, I think it's 12 or something like that, of megabytes. Or, no, excuse me. They have gigabytes, excuse me. That's not bad. The highest I've ever seen is gigabytes. And it's not very high. But you don't need more than that. Not really. To even run the best games in the world, even Final Fantasy VII, I hate to say it, because I'm not too fond of the game itself because of certain things, not all of it, but anyway, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, so, and don't ask me how to get a PlayStation emulator for that, because it requires PlayStation 4, because it's exclusive to that, and eventually after, I think they said the 21st, anyway, I don't know what the hell that was about. Anyway, on the 21st of the year 2021, I mean, basically, of April is when it's not going to be exclusive to the PlayStation 4 anymore. I guess they're going to start releasing it to other consoles, because like they started releasing Final Fantasy VII, the original, to Switch, and I forget what else. They even released Final Fantasy VIII, but they did it with a remastered version, added some stuff in there that wasn't in the original. So, and they basically improved it. So, hey, there's that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do Nintendo Switch. I don't care that much about Nintendo Switch. If I can get a Nintendo Switch, I might record something, I might not. It depends on if it's available. And those things are very hard to get a hold of. Yeah. Even a Nintendo Wii U is sort of something that is kind of hard to get a hold of, and even then I'm not sure what I could basically do. I might even get into that. So, But ultimately, in the future as well, I want to play a game that nobody's ever even heard of or even played. And not to get, like, views over somebody else or subscribers. I don't care about that. I'm not in the market to compete, but yeah, I do deserve subscribers. And I'm not going to do it just to do that, because I think that's a stupid way to go. But because I like that. I mean, it's a whole fresh thing. I want to start it out because, literally, I don't mind starting out without cheat codes or save states. That's not the problem. See, games have come a long way to the point that they're still going to be hard, but they're not going to be still to the point that you're going to need to use save states or cheat codes, which is fine. But at least you can still find a difficulty challenge, and that's what I like about that. Unlike back in the old days where they literally had to, even if it was still interesting and play through it funnily enough and be like, who cares? I'm just having fun. I've already beaten it normally, so why not? Try something new. Just beat the game with cheat codes. I can just play it like that, after I've beaten it already normally. That's the way it was back then. Now, you're lucky if you can get what it is today, and nobody even does cheat codes anymore unless they have their own game where they include cheat codes, which if I ever do a game, I'm going to include cheat codes in it. I don't care. It's not to take advantage of the game. It's not how it works anyway. It's basically, what it is how it works is you're just, to take advantage of it anyway, you'd have to play the game, regardless of whether you have cheat codes or not. Literally, people look at it like, well, you're taking advantage of it in a bad way. How do you do that? It's just a cheat code. It's your life. You should be able to play it however you want to be honest with you. I personally don't have a problem with cheat codes, using them or not using them. I personally wouldn't mind if I used them or didn't use them. I don't really care. I don't have to have them, but I don't have to not have them. I don't think it's fair to limit yourself to be where you just either do or do not have cheat codes. I think it's fair to choose either one, to be honest. It's whatever. It's not a bad thing. Just because you can't take shortcuts in life, actually you could, that's not true. But it depends on what the hell you're talking about and how you're doing it, to be honest. So, to be honest with you there. But yeah, literally, cheat codes are not everything. But they are the only thing that are important if you want to have a little extra fun. And and besides that, not everybody cares about fully cheating or non-fully cheating. I like to fully cheat. I like to don't fully cheat. It just depends on what mood I'm in and, whatever. I don't understand why they would, sit there and call out somebody because they, or ban them or something because they were cheating. Here's the thing. I've seen where, I didn't see them actually do it, but I've heard they were talking about it on those videos way, way back in the day before YouTube got to this point where it's at now. That you have to tell them whether or not it's for kids, and it's not for kids. But anyway. So, what's the difference between that and once you've beaten the game and then you go through it again but with cheat codes? I don't understand. You might as well not even bother playing again. What if you just want to up the ante and have a little bit more challenge or have a little bit more fun? You can still have a challenge while you're she goes, no you can't. Fine to me, I've had it. You think enemies just go down that easily, depending on the difficulty? No. You'd have to really somehow find a cheat code that's actually, it's not even in the cheat codes, that you can actually normally find in order for that to be a thing. Like a one-hit kill. Like, seriously, even that sometimes didn't actually work too well.
That was one of the reasons why you don't see that cheat code hardly much, actually at all. Period. Or even all through all the games that, you know, they had. There was games out that did that, and it's like, because, you know, even for the one-hit kill bosses, you know, anybody can do that. It just didn't work too well. So, you know, yeah, and there was, yeah, believe it or not, it actually was a one-hit kill. It didn't work. I believe it was called Duke Nukem that had it or something. Time to Kill. It had a one-hit kill for cheat code, and I believe it was on the Game Shark. And yeah, no, it didn't work too well. So anyway, from what I heard, I don't know. I've never played it myself. But either way, this has been SimCity, and I will definitely go more of it when the time comes. Just like Populous, when the time comes. Yeah, so Populous, I will do a 3-video day on that every other Sunday until I have, like, but here's the deal as well. I'm not going to sit here and go, like, well, every other Sunday I'm going to switch back and forth. What I'm going to do is whatever that main sort of deal is, you know, as long as I can. I guarantee you about 1 or 2 weekends or something, I don't know, I may not be able to do anything. But at least we have enough videos going on that we can probably say, yep, we definitely do. For at least Sundays, anyway. But other than that, you know, I just wanted to quickly say that, well, you know, we have videos. I've got more I gotta to do, but, you know, that'll be at a later time. Later. Bye-bye.